In 1977, in a quiet council house on Green Street, Enfield, North London, a family reported something that would become one of the most investigated paranormal cases in British history. Furniture moved on its own. Children spoke in voices that weren't theirs. Objects flew across rooms without anyone touching them. And unlike many ghost stories, this one didn't stay a rumor. Police officers, journalists, and professional investigators all witnessed events they could not explain. This is the true story of the Enfield Poltergeist. The Hodgson family lived at 284 Green Street. The house was small, ordinary, and nothing about it suggested anything unusual. The family consisted of a single mother, Peggy Hodgson, and her 4 children, Margaret, Janet, Johnny, and Billy. The activity reportedly began in August 1977. One night, Peggy heard her daughters screaming. When she entered their bedroom, she saw a heavy chest of drawers across the floor. There were no wires. No one was touching it. At first, she assumed it was a prank, but when she tried to move the drawers back, they refused to budge, then suddenly slid again on their own. Over the next few days, things escalated. Loud knocking sounds echoed through the walls. Furniture flipped. Marbles and small objects appeared from nowhere and flew across rooms. Peggy eventually called the police. One police officer later stated that she saw a chair lift off the ground and move several feet across the floor while everyone stood still. This statement was officially recorded. Soon the story reached the press. Journalists arrived, and so did paranormal investigators, including Maurice Grosse and later Guy Lyon Playfair from the Society for Psychical Research. Unlike many cases, the Enfield Poltergeist was documented extensively. Audio recordings captured knocking sounds responding intelligently to questions. 1 knock for yes, 2 for no. The most disturbing element centered around Janet Hodgson, who was just 11 years old. She began speaking in a deep, raspy voice that claimed to belong to a man named Bill, who said he had died in the house years earlier. Medical tests showed Janet's vocal cords were under extreme strain. Doctors confirmed she should not have been able to speak that way for long periods without injury. At times, Janet was reportedly lifted into the air. Witnesses claimed to see her levitate off the bed, suspended briefly before falling. Photographs taken during these moments became some of the most famous images in paranormal history. However, skepticism also grew. Some investigators caught Janet bending spoons and throwing objects when she thought no one was watching. This raised a serious question. Was this all a hoax? Even the investigators admitted that some events were faked, but not all. That's what makes Enfield so unsettling. 500 incidents were reportedly logged during the investigation period. Many were witnessed by multiple adults, including journalists and police. Some events happened when the children were not even present. The knocking sounds continued even when rooms were empty. Objects moved while cameras were rolling. The case went on for over a year. Eventually, the activity slowed, then stopped. The family moved out, and the house returned to silence. Here's the part that still divides experts today. Skeptics argue the case was fueled by attention, stress, and childhood trickery. Believers argue that no child or group of children could maintain such a complex deception for over a year under constant observation. Police officers stood by their statements. Journalists never fully retracted theirs. Even some skeptics admitted something strange was happening in that house. But not everything was genuine either. The Enfield Poltergeist exists in a gray area where truth and deception overlap, and that uncertainty is what makes it terrifying. The Enfield Poltergeist doesn't give us a clear answer. It leaves us with a question that still hasn't been settled after decades. Was it a haunted house, a troubled family, or something far more complicated? If you enjoy real horror stories based on documented cases, subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments. Do you think the Enfield Poltergeist was real or one of the most convincing cases of mass deception ever recorded?